The Cartographer's Secret. Part 2. The Guardians of the Legacy. The chamber, once filled with the swirling energy of the portal, was now silent, the only sound the echo of Voss's frustrated roars. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji stood before the deactivated crystal, its inner light dimmed but not extinguished. They had crossed the threshold, stepped into a realm beyond their understanding, a realm of ancient knowledge and hidden power. They were no longer just explorers. They were guardians entrusted with a legacy that spanned millennia. The architect, its ethereal form shimmering with a soft light, addressed them, its voice a melodic whisper that resonated deep within their souls. "You have chosen wisely," it said. "You have chosen to embrace the legacy of the ancients, to protect the knowledge, to guide humanity towards a brighter future." Elias, still awestruck by the events that had transpired, felt a surge of responsibility. He was a cartographer, a man of maps and measurements, not a savior of worlds. But he knew that this was his destiny now, a path he had unwittingly chosen when he accepted Julian Voss's commission. "What do we do now?" he asked, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and apprehension. "You will learn," the architect replied. "You will learn the secrets of the ancients, the knowledge that has been hidden for millennia. You will learn to harness the power of the crystal, to use it for the betterment of humankind." Izzy, her eyes shining with excitement, stepped forward. "We're ready," she said. "Teach us." Kenji, ever observant, raised his camera, capturing the moment. He knew that this was the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that would change their lives forever. The architect smiled, a gentle expression that radiated warmth and wisdom. "Then let us begin," it said. The architect led them deeper into the chamber, revealing hidden passages and secret rooms. They discovered a vast library, filled with ancient scrolls and texts, a repository of knowledge that spanned centuries. They learned about the ancient civilization that had built the islands, a people who had mastered a technology that harnessed the power of the earth itself. They learned about the cataclysm that had forced them to flee their homeland, seeking refuge in this remote archipelago. And they learned about the crystal, the source of their power, the key to their survival. They spent weeks, months even, immersed in the ancient knowledge, guided by the architect. They learned to read the symbols, to understand the language of energy, to manipulate the power of the crystal. They discovered that the crystal was not just a source of energy, but a gateway, a bridge between worlds, a conduit to the infinite possibilities that lay beyond the confines of their reality. Elias, the cartographer, learned to map not just the physical world, but the energetic pathways that connected all things. He saw the world in a new light, a tapestry of interconnectedness, a symphony of vibrations and frequencies. Izzy, the marine biologist, discovered that the ocean was not just a vast body of water, but a living organism, a sentient being that pulsed with the rhythm of the earth. She learned to communicate with the creatures of the sea, to understand their language, to harness their power. Kenji, the photographer, learned to capture not just images, but the essence of a place, the energy that flowed through it. He saw the world in shades of light and shadow, in whispers of color and form, in the dance of life and death. Together, they became the guardians of the legacy, the keepers of the flame. They learned to control the power of the crystal, to use it for healing, for protection, for creation. They learned to connect with the ancient wisdom, to tap into the source of all creation. But their journey was not without its challenges. Voss, driven by his insatiable greed, had not given up. He had returned to the islands, bringing with him a small army of mercenaries, determined to seize the crystal and claim its power for himself. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji knew they had to defend the islands, to protect the legacy. They used their newfound knowledge to create defenses, to harness the power of the earth, to repel Voss's attacks. The battle was fierce, a clash of technology and magic, of greed and compassion. Voss, blinded by his ambition, unleashed his full arsenal, but the Guardians, guided by the architect, were able to withstand his assault. In the final confrontation, Voss himself entered the chamber, his eyes burning with rage and desperation. He attacked Elias, Izzy, and Kenji, but they were ready for him. They used their combined powers to disarm him, to subdue him, to show him the error of his ways. Voss, defeated and humbled, finally understood the true meaning of the legacy. He saw the interconnectedness of all things, the beauty and the power of the ancient wisdom. He renounced his greed, his ambition, and surrendered to the Guardians. The islands were safe, the legacy protected. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji have fulfilled their destiny, becoming the guardians of the ancient knowledge, the keepers of the flame. But their journey was not over. They knew that the world needed their help, that the ancient wisdom could bring healing and harmony to a planet in turmoil. They decided to leave the islands, to share their knowledge with the world, to guide humanity towards a brighter future. They set sail on the Sea Serpent, their hearts filled with hope and determination. They knew that the road ahead would be long and challenging, but they were ready. They were the guardians of the legacy, the whispers of the uncharted, the keepers of the flame, and they would not fail. As they sailed towards the horizon, a new chapter began, a chapter filled with possibilities and challenges. They would face new threats, new enemies, new obstacles. But they would also find new allies, new friends, new sources of strength. They would travel the world, sharing their knowledge, healing the wounds of the past, building a better future for all. But their journey would not be easy. There were forces in the world that did not want the ancient wisdom to be revealed, forces that sought to control and exploit it for their own selfish purposes. The Guardians would have to be vigilant. They would have to fight to protect the legacy. And there were still mysteries to be solved, secrets to be uncovered. The islands held many more wonders, many more challenges. The Guardians would have to continue their exploration, to delve deeper into the ancient knowledge, to unlock the full potential of the crystal. The journey had just begun. The whispers of the uncharted were calling them, guiding them towards a destiny that was both exciting and terrifying. They were the guardians of the legacy, the keepers of the flame, and they would not rest until they had fulfilled their mission, until they had brought healing and harmony to the world. But one question lingered. Would the world be ready for them? The Cartographer's Secret. Part 3. The Symphony of Creation. The sea serpent sliced through the waves, its sails billowing in the wind, carrying Elias, Izzy, and Kenji on their mission to share the ancient wisdom with the world. They had left the sanctuary of the uncharted archipelago, venturing into the known world, a world ripe with both promise and peril. They carried the legacy of the ancients, the power of the crystal, and the weight of responsibility on their shoulders. Their first destination was a remote village in the Himalayas, a place where ancient traditions still held sway, a place where they believed the people would be receptive to the knowledge they carried. They arrived to find a community struggling, plagued by a mysterious illness that defied modern medicine. The villagers were desperate, their hope dwindling with each passing day. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji knew what they had to do. They used the power of the crystal, channeling its energy to heal the sick, to restore balance to the community. They shared their knowledge of ancient medicine, combining it with modern techniques, creating a holistic approach to healing that addressed both the physical and the spiritual. The villagers were amazed, their hope rekindled. They welcomed the Guardians with open arms, recognizing the wisdom they carried. The Guardians taught them about the interconnectedness of all things, about the power of nature, about the importance of living in harmony with the earth. News of their healing power spread quickly, reaching other villages, other communities in need. The Guardians traveled from place to place, sharing their knowledge, healing the sick, restoring hope. They became known as the healers, the guardians of the light, the whispers of the ancients. But their journey was not without its challenges. There were those who feared their power, those who sought to control it for their own selfish purposes. There were powerful corporations, corrupt governments, and secret societies that saw the ancient wisdom as a threat to their dominance. These forces, led by a shadowy organization known as the Shadow Syndicate, sought to capture the crystal, to harness its power for their own nefarious schemes. They saw the Guardians as a threat, an obstacle to their plans for global control. The Syndicate, led by a ruthless operative known only as the Serpent, began to hunt the Guardians, using all their resources to track them down. They employed advanced technology, spies, and even assassins, determined to capture the crystal and eliminate the threat. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji knew they were being hunted. They had to be careful to protect themselves and the crystal. They traveled in secret, using their knowledge of ancient pathways and hidden sanctuaries to evade their pursuers. They discovered that the Shadow Syndicate had been operating for centuries, manipulating events from behind the scenes, controlling governments, and exploiting resources. They were the true power behind the world's conflicts, the architects of chaos. The Guardians realized that their mission was not just about sharing knowledge and healing the sick. It was about confronting the Shadow Syndicate, exposing their evil agenda, and dismantling their network of control. They began to gather allies, people who believed in their cause, people who were willing to fight for a better future. They formed a network of resistance, a group known as the Circle of Light, dedicated to opposing the Shadow Syndicate and spreading the ancient wisdom. The struggle was long and arduous, a battle against powerful forces that sought to maintain their grip on the world. The Guardians faced many dangers. They were betrayed, they were hunted, they were nearly captured. But they never gave up, their resolve strengthened by their belief in the ancient wisdom and their commitment to humanity. They learned to use the power of the crystal not just for healing, but for protection, for defense. They developed new techniques, combining ancient knowledge with modern technology, creating powerful tools to combat the Syndicate's forces. Elias, the Cartographer, used his knowledge of energetic pathways to create shields, to disrupt the Syndicate's technology, to manipulate the environment. Izzy, the marine biologist, used her connection to the ocean to gather intelligence, to communicate with marine life, to control the weather. Kenji, the photographer, used his ability to see the essence of a place to anticipate the Syndicate's moves, to expose their hidden agendas, to inspire hope and courage in the hearts of the resistance. Izzy used her connection to the ocean to summon storms, to create tidal waves, to communicate with the creatures of the deep, calling upon their aid in the battle. Kenji used his ability to see the essence of a place to anticipate the Syndicate's moves, to expose their hidden agendas, to inspire courage in the hearts of the resistance fighters. In the end, the Guardians prevailed. They defeated the Shadow Syndicate, exposing their evil agenda to the world, dismantling their network of control. The world was finally free from the grip of the Syndicate, free to embrace the ancient wisdom, free to build a better future. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji had fulfilled their mission. They had shared the legacy of the ancients. They had defeated the forces of darkness. They had brought healing and harmony to the world. But their journey was not over. They knew that there were still challenges to face, still mysteries to uncover. They continued their exploration, delving deeper into the ancient knowledge, unlocking the full potential of the crystal. They discovered that the crystal was not just a source of energy, but a key to understanding the universe, a conduit to the infinite possibilities that lay beyond. They learned to use its power to travel through time and space, to explore other dimensions, to communicate with other beings. They discovered that the universe was not just a collection of stars and planets, but a living organism, a sentient being that pulsed with the rhythm of creation. They learned to connect with this universal consciousness, to tap into the source of all being. No sounds or visuals. They realized that the ancient wisdom was not just a collection of knowledge, but a path to enlightenment, a way to connect with the divine. They learned to use the power of the crystal to heal not just the body, but the soul, to awaken the dormant potential within each human being. They shared this knowledge with the world, teaching others how to connect with their own inner power, how to heal themselves, how to create a better future. The world began to change, slowly but surely. People began to awaken, to realize their true potential, to live in harmony with each other and with the earth. The ancient wisdom spread like wildfire, igniting a flame of hope in the hearts of humanity. The world was finally ready to embrace the legacy of the ancients, to build a future of peace, prosperity, and harmony. Elias, Izzy, and Kenji had become more than just guardians. They were teachers, healers, guides, and inspiration to a world reborn. They had fulfilled their destiny, becoming the true legacy of the ancients, the keepers of the flame, the whispers of the uncharted, the symphony of creation. Their journey had come full circle, from the unknown to the known, from the darkness to the light, from the whispers of the uncharted to the symphony of creation. And the music played on,